Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. My StreamYard's just messing me around. Here to give you an afternoon update on today's Manchester City news so far. Obviously, the big news is going to be Messi. It's always going to be Messi. It's never going to get away from being Messi, guys. That's just the way it is until Messi either decides not to come or Messi decides to come. Then we're going to end up talking about Messi every single video that we do. And I make no apologies for that because Messi is still, for me, the best player in the world, even now. I've been on Ultra Game. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Messi's still the best player in the world for me. There's no question about that. His record is unquestionable. Unquestionable. You know, this season just gone, he scored 31 goals, and people might say, well, he only scored 31 goals. That was in 44 games. And if you add his goals and assists together, he scored a goal or an assist. He contributed every 62 minutes. Every 62 minutes. Now, our man, Kevin De Bruyne, he scored, I think, was it 13 league goals, 20 assists? But he was, I read somewhere, his goal and assist record was one every 85 minutes. One every 85 minutes. Messi's was one every 62. KDB was pretty much scoring or assisting a goal every game. Okay? Messi was assisting or scoring a goal every almost 1.5 per game. He's way ahead of even KDB in that department. Hi, Kamal. Hope you're well, buddy. So Messi's stats, even though he only scored 31 goals in 44 games this season, I was having a chat with somebody on social media today, and he said, well, he's on his decline. And I said he might be on the decline because in the previous 10 seasons, he's never scored less than 41. In one season, he scored 73 goals. But still 31 goals is a pretty decent return. It's a pretty decent return. If I was to say to you, Messi on the right, and he's going to score 31 league goals this season, in a season, or he's going to score 31 goals across the season, and he's going to get 20 assists. So his contribution is going to be somewhere around 50 goals and assists a season. Mahrez, league-wise, he's about 21 or 22, something like that. You know, I don't know what he did in the Cups and the Champions League, but he's not going to get near Messi's stats. Arashfia, did you see the reports that there is a private plane booked on 5th September from Naples to Manchester? Koulibaly and his agent will be on the plane. Arashfia, come on, buddy. You should know me better than that. I don't trust these rumours, these innuendo, you know, because most of it is just made up rubbish. It's just made up, you know. You might as well be talking to Andy because it's just made up to suit. It's made up so for clickbait. It's made up, you know. Look, someone will get it right. Someone will guess. Someone who said either he's coming on this day or he's not coming at all. Someone will guess it right, and they'll say, "Hey, look, I'm in the know." But most people have no idea what's going on. They're like me. They either read the papers, watch the media, whatever. Sometimes try and read between the lines, or otherwise people just make stuff up. As I said yesterday on Messi, we've got a situation where some people are saying Barca will take Messi to court, or some say Messi will take Barca to court. Some say that Barca will not budge on their on the buyout clause, on the release clause. Some say Messi will go on a free. Some say there'll be a deal made at around 150 to 200 million euros. Okay, so there's already 4 different scenarios there. It's crazy. Then you'll have people say he's not going to leave Barca. So other people are saying he's going to stay and get rid of the president, and he's not happy with the manager, and he wants his own players and whatever. Some sources say the manager's told him that he won't get preferential treatment. So many different things. They can't all be right. None of them might be right, but they cannot all be right. You've heard stories yesterday and today that City could offer him a 2 or 3 year deal, and then he'll be off to New York City FC. Now, someone said to me, "Well, that'll set him up for life." Guys, Messi's earning 100 million euros a year. I think he's set up for life already. Yeah, him and his family. Hi, Bar. You're Notre Gaming. I believe that Messi will take Barca to court and will go on a free to City. No one knows. No one knows. There's an argument that Barca say, look, the contract says 10th of June. And normally, legally, that's what they'll go for. It's the 10th of June. It says so in the contract. There is the fly in the ointment because of FIFA wanted everybody to place to extend their contracts, or FIFA, UEFA, whoever, want a place to extend their contracts for the prolonged season. So does that mean the contract terms are prolonged as well? It's a very dodgy area. We don't know anything about it. It's a very grey area. But do Barcelona really want to make Messi suffer in his last season? Do they really want to go to court with him? I mean, that's going to be really, really... it's going to leave a stain on the relationship, isn't it? And I also... would Messi work hard next season? The bottom line is Barcelona can be really confident of winning a case, but they could still lose it. Trust me, I know. Yeah, you could be in the right and you could still lose the case. So for whatever reason, then you have to appeal it. It just drags on and on and on. Now, if they're being pragmatic, they'll say let him go for 150, 200 million euros. But Barcelona need the money. They're desperate for the money. They've got debts. They've taken out an 800 million euro loan, I think, from Goldman Sachs. They need to revamp the team. They're getting rid of Luis Suarez. They bought basically very poorly in the forward department of recent times with players who've not made it. Coutinho, Griezmann, Dembele. It's 400 million euros. So, they're in a really, really bad situation as far as I'm concerned. They're in a really bad situation financially. They need the money. That's why they're trying to get people like Eric Garcia on the cheap for about 15 million euros. What a joke. If he was an attacker and he had the promise that he had at City, and he played the number of games he has at City, and he's played as well as he has at City, you'd be looking at at least 60 million quid. And they want to pay 15 million. It's an absolute joke. So you can see the problems Barcelona have. How they're going to get out of them, I don't know. But they want that money. So do they take the risk and try and get 600 odd million quid for him at the release clause? And if they win in court, they have an unhappy player who will leave for free next summer, or no one's going to pay that sort of money. Or do they might end up losing in court, or do they make a compromise nice and early so that it's a little bit more amicable, the departure? I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Lots of insects about, guys. I got bitten like crazy yesterday. So anyway, that's what, hi Darcy, I'm well, I hope you're well, buddy. Afternoon, Ikram. Messi's only option says Conor Reeve was to do what he did. Now Barca will listen, so money must be handed to Barca to let him go with no legal conflict, but negotiations would have never been considered otherwise. Simon says, I'll put a like on this. Cheers, guys. Hey, everybody, if you are new to the channel, please, we had a lot of new subscribers yesterday, somewhere in the region of, must have been about 30 or 40. It'd be great if you can subscribe to the channel, costing you nothing. If you want to pay some money, you can become a patron. The first tier starts at £2 a month. And if you give the video a like, that'd be fantastic. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. So that's the housekeeping. Got a lot of stuff on. I might not be on tonight, guys. I've got 2 interviews tonight, and very, very busy because we're moving a lot. We've got the removal men coming in this evening, and we're taking a lot of stuff down to the storage place to start with. And so I might not do a stream for you. So that's why I'm here doing this afternoon stream. Let's see what else is on. Sean, hi, hope you're well. Ikram, Messi's wife and Aguero's girlfriend recently followed each other on Instagram. Well, you'd expect them to. You'd expect them to, regardless of City. Good on you, Simon. Beyond exactly. If Barcelona keep Messi, might just leave on a free anyway. That's it. So Barcelona going to take that risk. I don't see the pragmatism there. If you take the risk of keeping Messi against his will, for a further 10 months. What are you going to get out of that 10 months? You're going to lose 150 to 200 million euros by not being able to sell him. He'll go on free next summer. And you might as well plan for the future without him. Why would you pay the rumoured 70 million euros to a player who's unhappy and might not want to play, give his all for you this season because you've brassed him off? I just don't see the point. So, I think that in reality, they just need to part ways. If he really is adamant, he really wants to go, they should decide, okay, let's find a way that everybody can be reasonably happy, and then we can part company on reasonable terms rather than fighting in the courts. Jason, hope you're well, buddy. Kamal, I reckon Barcelona will sell for 100 million. Well, how much did Cristiano Ronaldo go for? I'd expect it's something similar to that. Beyond Notre Dame and Barcelona need the money, and maybe by them get rid of Messi, it might help the finances. It will help the finances because, just to get 100 million euros in, it's going to make a difference. It's going to help them balance their books. Simon, am I still going to City games? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I've got my I was going to say I've got my season card, but there aren't any. I don't think there's any season cards this season. But I will be going to some games, Simon. I will get to some games. Obviously, it's going to be on a ballot, and it's just a matter of me going in the ballot, timing my visits right, so that I can go to some games. And even in a ballot, let's say 40, let's say there's 15,000 tickets, and there's 30-odd thousand, even 40,000 people want to go. You might be going to one every 3 games. That might, So I suspect, if you're lucky, you'll go to half the games next season when they start allowing it. So you might get to about 20 games if you're lucky. 15 games, it's not going to be a lot. I think 20, you'd be doing really well to get to 20. It could be as low as 10, which actually, funnily enough, that's about as the maximum I could go to when we were living in France before. So it's just going to be a wait and see. Simon, and also it's quarantine. If this quarantine, that stops fans coming in from overseas easily. If I have to quarantine for 14 days, well, I've got to arrive more than 2 weeks before the game. I might not have a ticket. I might not know if I've got a ticket. It's a hell of a risk to fly in just over 2 weeks before a game or drive in or whatever and hope you get a ticket, knowing you can't leave for 2 weeks. So right now, it's extremely, extremely difficult. Something has to change on the current quarantine situation, Simon, for me to be able to go to games. It's as simple as that. Ikram, would Messi even want to stay at Barcelona for footballing reasons? Forget loyalty and sentiment for a second. He isn't achieving anything now new with Barcelona. Well, they're going to struggle. They splashed their cash, as I said, on Griezmann, Dembele, and Coutinho. So, unless they get rid of players, get rid of big wages, get some good money in. But look how many players that started that Champions League final. Was it 5 players at 32 and above? They need a lot of changes. A lot of changes. Absolutely, Kamal. He's messing about with City. But he's such a good player, you'll take that risk. You're in Devon and it's raining. Well, here, I'm fortunate that I'm under the tree because there's a little bit of a breeze. Because yesterday it was roasting, it was about 27. Today they said it's between 24 and 26. Walking out in the sun, it feels hot. It's too hot. I'm getting a tan already. And just walking around. He doesn't need more La Liga titles than he is winning a Champions League at Barca in the next 2 years. Sitting in a better position to win it. Plus he can showcase his football in the Premier League. Why not go to Bayern Munich then? I mean, you could argue that as well. I'm not sure Bayern Munich would take him. Could they afford him? I think, yeah, they'll afford, but there's no issue there about affording Messi. I think Bayern Munich can do that. But would they want to disrupt their team for a couple of seasons just for Messi? I think they've been burnt a little bit with Pep because although he was winning the Bundesliga easily, which he should do, he was nowhere in the Champions League. And if you get Messi in, is that going to hurt you on the big stage? Lots of insects, man, all over the shop, all over the computer. Jason, I don't know. Jason, if the quarantine situation isn't changed between France and England, France and the UK, then I have to quarantine for 2 weeks when I go back to the UK. That's a lot of time. Now, we could probably do it once as a family. It's not something you can do regularly because, my wife will need time off work. I can just come and go. But my wife will need time off work. So that's going to be a huge issue. Huge because it's not just about Messi. Okay. Just looking at what Manchester Evening News are saying about they said Man City and Puma have worked through the pandemic to break club records. Now, they said the opening day sales on the home and away kits, Puma kits, were records. As usual, they go through a lot of blur before you even get to the story. So there's a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, I don't think many people are that interested in. And there's obviously the third kit released today. So I'm going to try and look for the stuff about the records, but they're not telling me much. They're just telling you so all they've done is said it's records, and that's it. They've not told you what the records were. But it says City will have stunned in the best possible way when opening their sales for the new home kit shirt beat last year's, setting a new club record. Not only was it more difficult to buy with lockdown restrictions, meaning the club shop could not even be open, but there was an appreciation that many supporters could have been taken a hit financially as the pandemic rocked the world and that football may not be as much a priority. The away shirt set a new first-day record, even more impressive considering how well the Hacienda-inspired strip from last season went down. Reviews of the third kit, well, that came out today. That's like Paisley effort. You can see it being worn, displayed by Blossoms, Manchester, Stockport band, but let's call it Manchester, near as might as well be. So they've been parading the kit. So it'll be interesting to see, what's going to happen with kits and how that third kit is going to go popular as people think. Gareth Barry, he's announced retirement for football. He's 39 years old. He won the Premier League and the FA Cup at City. So he's played for a whole host of teams. He's played for, obviously played for England. He's played for Aston Villa, City, Everton. And he's retired now. He didn't play his last 3 seasons at West Brom, and he hasn't played. From when I looked at him, his stats last month, he hadn't played many games this season. It might have been under 10 or around that sort of level. But he's made 653 appearances in the Premier League. Apparently, that's the record. 53 England caps. In all, he made 823 appearances in a senior career of more than 22 years and scored 67 goals. His last game, West Brom's FA Cup 5th round loss to Newcastle before the COVID shutdown. A tweet from Gareth read an extraordinary all best in retirement, Gareth Barry. Sorry, that was West Brom, not from him. He isn't on Twitter, I don't think, because I've looked for him in the past. But he came through the youth ranks at Brighton. He joined Villa as a 16-year-old in 1997. Can you believe that? And 23 years later, he's pulling the curtain down on his career. He started off as a defender and then moved into midfield. Now, he played 441 times for Villa before moving to City. 12 million quid was an awful lot of money in 2009. But he was instrumental. He was key to winning the FA Cup in 2011 and the league title the following year. He moved to Everton in 2013 on loan because we were moving forward. We were getting other players in. Spent 4 years at Goodison before he switched to West Brom. So anyway, City have played tributes, wishes Gareth Barry all the best in his retirement. So lots of positive comments all over the shop. I'm going to go through a little bit. Sean, we're not sure yet where we're living. Let's go through your comments. Do you think we'll get Messi, Simon? Look, Simon, honestly, it's difficult to say. Yesterday, I think I give it a 6 out of 10. I'm not going to change from that simply because, he could be playing us. He could go to 2 or 3 other clubs. We might not make an agreement. Barcelona might be hold out for too much money. We just don't know. So I'll say 6 out of 10. We're all going to see it? No. Excuse me, Akram. I don't think so. I'm here in France. I've got no intention of buying that 3rd kit. I really wouldn't want to buy it without seeing it in the flesh. Excuse me. You don't know sometimes when you see a kit, you think, yeah, I really want to buy that. If you see pictures of it, you might really like it, and in real life you'd hate it, and vice versa. When I went to buy a away kit, I bought that I don't know what you call it now, that blue and white number that I wear. That was just like, wow, how much is that? It was actually at a price that I said, okay, that's okay, rather than if it was the same price as the home kit or the away kit, I wouldn't have bought it. Pogba's COVID. Good luck to him. Hopefully he recovers. What do you think of the 3rd kit and all the kits this season? Well, I bought the 2nd kit. I bought the away kit, and I bought that. I don't know if it's a training kit or whatever, that blue and white one. So the home kit, I'm not keen on it, and the away kit. Sorry, the 3rd kit, I'm not so sure either. But there's a lot of training kits as well. The rust color I think works really well on some of the black sweatshirts and other items they've got. They work really, really well. I'm answered this already, Sean, but I'm not living in France. We're back here because my wife's working, and because of the quarantine situation, you can't. If you're working in France and you wanted to come back to the UK for the weekend, you've got to quarantine for 2 weeks, so you're going to miss your work. So it's just not possible. So the easiest thing to do was we all up sticks and come to France. We're almost at the end of selling our flat. That goes on Monday. So I think we're going to end up in a service department to start with. And then, but we're looking at flats at the moment. It's all last minute because it's all been done last minute. It's all come through last minute, because obviously the quarantine only came in quite recently as well. So everything done at the last minute. So we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see where we'll settle down for a few years. But that'll be, we'll decide that later in the year. This summer I want a new centre back in Koulibaly. This is beyond what gaming. Like a Dino Alex, and then another striker, Lautaro Martinez. Yeah, absolutely a crumb throwback with Gareth Barry. I'm the only one that remembers the 98 winner against Reading. Probably our Darcy. He didn't score many for us. Yes, Gerard, I've read about Mr. Pogba. Hopefully he's all right soon. The home kit seems to be a metaphor for our seasons beyond what gaming. Yeah, let's see. I've got any more news. I mean, there was news from yesterday. It's not really well. This is what I'm looking at the MEN website now. They're talking about Diego Rosa. Well, surely that was yesterday, or even the day before. I mean, I'm sure I talked about him a couple of days ago. Okay, interesting. Mendy and Laporte failed to make the France squad. That's really harsh. But look, depends how you look at it. I mean, Mendy wasn't great last season, so I can understand that. Laporte was okay. He was missed a lot of the season through injury, but he wasn't brilliant. He's made mistakes, and so that will be looked at. It's a shame. City physio Eduardo Alvarez Gil, he's leaving, and he posted a very long message saying it's time to go. So he's been here 4 years. He's thanking everybody, and it's in English and Spanish. The Messi effect, Richard Dunn explains what a superstar signing Messi would be for City, and talked about Robinho. He talked about the Robinho thing. He said it was brilliant. It was a change from one to the next. When the club became a club with set expectations, and the first thing we did was we went out and signed Robinho, a world star at the time. The excitement around the place when he came in, there was an instant desire to try to play alongside players like this, and it will be the same now. We've got some great players at Man City. When Messi comes in, or if he comes in, those players will want to up their game. They will want to prove they're on the same level and deserve to be playing alongside him. It makes a huge difference, even at a big club, of huge superstars. If you bring in a player on the next level, it really helps around the place. Zinchenko is back in training. He's only got married recently, but he's already in training with the Ukraine national team. I think it's there on Twitter, or at least on the MEN, or on Instagram somewhere. So it's all hints. You know, everybody's looking for hints. MEN are talking about the number 10 shirt. They talk about Messi's wife and all that. But they're also saying something very interesting, that they're looking at Koulibaly options now, because it's been going on for weeks now. This was Vincenzo Morabito to Kiss Napoli. Said Koulibaly at City is not a foregone conclusion. The executives of the Manchester club are looking around because they believe De Laurentiis' requests are excessive. De Laurentiis is sticking to his guns. City will now look around, I think, and I think they're always cagey on, keeping the other options alive in case this one falls through. And the longer it goes on, the longer you think it's going to fall through. Other news: Lucy Bronze into her third consecutive Champions League final with Lyon, and her contract runs out after the game. So obviously, been 3 weeks ago that she's coming back. City's women's team is going to be awesome. Without going into too much, because I put the Jenny's video. It's only a 4-minute video, guys. Please go and watch that Jenny's video about the women's Community Shield game on Saturday. It's live on the BBC, I think at 12:30, and it's just a short video, guys. It'd be great if you could go and watch that and give it a thumbs up. And tonight, one of the reasons I'm not been able to do a stream tonight, we're doing a preview of the Community Shield with a Chelsea fan. So that's a big thing, and I've got another interview lined up tonight as well. So I just run out of time, I think, to do anything else tonight. So that unless we get back from the storage place early, can't see it, guys. I can't see. I'm basically giving myself an hour to get there. It's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive. An hour and a half, so I can't see it happening, guys. I'll do my best, but if you can watch that and watch out for stuff coming out. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have a big preview, not a 4-minute, but something a lot longer, a lot more in depth with a Chelsea fan. Tomorrow, I've got a video coming out about Ismail Benassa that I filmed with that Italian journalist Maxi, and then obviously we'll do a live stream at some point, 1 or 2 during the day. To keep you guys interested. Richard Dunn as well, he's talking about Messi and Aguero contempt. Aguero and Pep contempt Messi to come to City. But a lot of the other stuff is just rubbish. I'm not even going to bother reading it. Honestly, there's sometimes the rubbish that come. Because he's not with England. Let's look at the last couple of things, and then I'm going to. Also, I've got a lot of comments now, and then I'm going to hit the road because I've got to go see a flat in about 30 minutes. Darcy, nervous? Hey, mate. Good luck. Stay strong, buddy. Stay strong. I hope she says yes. The home kit to me is a metaphor. I read that answer. 500 million for Messi. It's not going to be 500 million, Gerard. I don't know who's told you that. You can look at this price tag and when we'll see for sure. Robert, no. That's not how it works. Okay, you can go and look at various different outlets. You'll get 5 to 7% for the shirts. Most of the money for the shirts will go back to Puma. You don't get much for the merch. A lot of the merch is Puma's. West is through sponsorship. So we will probably there'll be a clause in the contract in Puma, I suspect, to say if we get a category A player like Messi, like Ronaldo, like Neymar or Mbappe, that the sponsor will pay some extra money. It might be an extra 20 million a season. Yeah, can you imagine Puma having to be able to utilize Messi all over the world. It's an amazing thing. You'll get Etihad paying more money. You'll get people like Nexen Tires, Nissan, and others paying extra money. I mean, I think Nexen are paying at least 10 million. Nissan are the same. Can you see them saying no to paying an extra 5 million to have Messi on their brand as one of their brand ambassadors? So that's how it will be done, guys. Taron, could you show a picture of the third kit? I haven't got one, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm not going to share my screen. It's look. Sean, that will never happen. Various reasons, but that will never happen. I have no intention to work with him. Merlin Spike could be a frustrating time because Messi is such a big name. Absolutely. Gerard, Richard Jones on Sky Sports News this morning talking about Messi transfer money. Absolutely. Taron, it's better you don't see it. It'll hurt your eyes, says Ikram. I'd like for Douglas Luiz to return to say, I believe he could do that for Nuno. I think if it's going to happen beyond Notre Dame, it probably would be next season, so that he gets another full season at Villa. Guillaume Balaguer says Barcelona will be looking around 300 million for Messi. David, who's going to pay it? See, Barcelona's problem is obviously they want as much money as possible, but if they price him out of the market, if they price him at such a level that no one takes him, he's going to be extremely unhappy. He's going to be really brassed off. Cause next season, I'm not so sure. So this is their dilemma. If they ask for too much money, this is Barca's dilemma. If they ask for too much money and he doesn't get sold, he'll leave for free next summer. And he'll be, how much effort is he going to put in? Are their wages going to be absolutely a waste of time paying him, 60, 70 million quid a year? Ikram, that's an Napoli way. That's an Napoli way. Sean, the medical is booked. I don't agree with that. But to be honest, the problem is someone out there is going to be right. But there's so much guff. I've seen so many people say it's going to happen. It's always coming. So many outlets were saying he's going to come on the Tuesday just gone for his medical. So I just don't believe anything. Crummy pass on price tag Messi, then so be it. They'll get absolutely. They'll get nothing for next season. He'll be unhappy this season. What's the point? It's a ridiculous, in my opinion. It's a ridiculous way to do business. But hey, I understand why they're doing it because they want to get as much money as possible. But I just don't think it's a sensible option, guys. It's been great. You see, when there's a load of funny thing is, I'm just going to say this as an aside, but when there's a load of people early on who give us a lot of likes, we get very few dislikes. Very few. I'll give you an example. The one I did yesterday, 40 likes, 1 dislike. The one before that, 60 likes, 1 dislike. We only get targeted when there's only a few likes. Yeah, when there's a lot of likes, people don't bother to target us. I wonder why that is, because they make no difference. The one I did yes, 2,700 views and 135 likes, 4 dislikes. I think when you get a proper representation of when a lot of people are watching a video, you get a proper idea as to the merits of that video. And that one, 2,700, you're getting 4 dislikes. The people who normally come in and give us 10 or 15 dislikes, they've not bothered. Why? Because it's going to make such a little dent, it's not worth it. With 135 likes, what's the point? There's another one I did earlier that's got, which one is that? Here's another one. It's got 61 likes and 4 dislikes. There's no point them getting involved because it's just embarrassing for them. So when there's a lot of likes, 31 or 24, here's another one with 4, they struggle to actually do anything. So you can see what goes on. Unless there's any good comments coming up. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you've learned a little bit extra. I hope you had a good chat. And yeah, I'll keep putting the videos out. As I said, if I can't come on tonight, you'll get at least 3 videos tomorrow, guys. There's the Community Shield long version. You'll get the in fact, you could get 4, because I'm doing a special on Messi tonight. That'll come out tomorrow. Wow, you'll get the Messi special tonight. I'm interviewing someone for that. You'll get the long version of the Community Shield preview. That's coming out tomorrow. You'll get the video on Ismail Benasser. That's coming out tomorrow. And whatever live streams I do tomorrow. So an absolute you might not get much on Saturday. I might need a break after all that. Guys, look after yourselves. Please go and watch Jenny's video. It's only had about 20 odd views, so could do with that, you know, getting a few more views, guys, and a few more likes. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you later. Cheers, guys. Catch you tomorrow.